it's home, but not always where the heart is. No, there's no place quite like Tehrangeles, the affectionately named LA neighborhood at the nucleus of the Persian diaspora, the largest enclave of Iranians outside of Iran, a place for people who've lost their homeland. Recent events dividing the community, from the horrors of war to the players selected to be on the national team, now hitting the pitch for the World Cup. Another point of conflict, the flag of the Islamic Republic, stitched into those Iranian team jerseys, seen by many as a blemish on a beautiful game. Now, members of this community torn.
It's a hard thing to wrap my head around.
Root for the team at the core of their heritage, or reject the regime that represents it.
Joy is something dangerous for dictatorships.
18-year-old Aman Sharif says that joy has been with him his whole life. He grew up in the U.S. after he says his parents fled their home country post the Iranian Revolution. He says he will be at the World Cup cheering for Iran.
I don't think it's a contradiction to support the team and not the regime. We're 100% against this regime, but we want to use this opportunity with the World Cup being here to highlight a different side of Iranians that's not usually portrayed in the media.
Just down the road, a different story.
When you see, first of all, that flag, what feelings conjure up inside of you?
Myself, personally, I have an allergy to their flags.
Business owner Ruzbeh Farahanipour says that Islamic flag on the players' jerseys and the national anthem that will be sung on the field represents a regime that murdered and jailed his friends. He received political asylum in the U.S. more than 20 years ago.
This is a political game. This is a PR propaganda for the regime. I'm not proud of this team, and I'm not supporting it.
Iran even playing on U.S. soil was uncertain. After the war began, a back and forth over whether the team could even be welcome. And despite securing a spot in the tournament, it's not exactly a warm welcome. The team mostly staying so far across the border in Mexico, with their visas reportedly limiting their time in the United States. Protests are expected both in and outside of the game. There's also a fight over this, the pre-revolution Iranian flag of the Golden Lion. Labeled as political imagery by FIFA and banned inside the stadiums during the World Cup, a decision fought in the courts.
We have a constitution, and FIFA has no right to eliminate the right of the people to express their own feeling.
But the ban was upheld today. Iman has his own protest, this jersey, which translates to death to the tyrant. But he says he won't wear it to the match tonight. He wants to support a team that he thinks would speak out if they could and show that joy is a worthwhile protest in and of itself.
I don't really see that there is a contradiction. That I would love to see this team compete in freedom and have the same opportunities that everyone else has someday.
And Steve joins us from L.A. Boy, Steve, talk about a conflicted kind of set of feelings. On the one hand, proud to be Iranian, proud to be Persian, but not Iranian with this regime.
Of course. I mean, look, there is no confusion, no confliction about supporting the Iranian people, supporting their heritage, their culture, and the players on that team, many of them just Iranians themselves, who would speak out if they could. The confliction, of course, is what to do to symbolize that, to boycott that. Do you go to the game? I spoke to a few people who are going to the game. They're hiding those golden lions under their armbands, under their shirts. They're going to bring them out during the game in protest, in solidarity. And there's a plan there also to boo during the national anthem. So they plan to speak out in their own way while also supporting the team, something other people don't agree with, but that's sort of the conflict in this neighborhood, Tom.
Let me just say, Steve Patterson always finds stories you will find nowhere else, and he does them better than anybody else. Steve Patterson in L.A. Steve, thank you.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.